These are some of the photos that I am most insecure about. You will note that they are quite colorful. Too colorful perhaps for some. Through my progression as a photographer, I have become more knowledgeable and gained experience, and up until recently there has been an over-existing thought that has persisted, and that is that I believed that at some point as my photography matured, I would eventually get over and move on from that deeply saturated look. The heavy saturation in my images, bar a few, has been an overarching insecurity of mine for the past few years. At the beginning, I didn't know better. I just thought it was cool. But as I developed as a photographer, I began to realize that my photos are quite heavy in color, and this became an insecurity. And this insecurity never went away. It's still there, especially on a bad day, but I keep doing it. The only way that I can describe it is that this is a compulsion of sorts, a compulsion to push that color to the point where a purist or a critic would most probably be put off. It's the best explanation that I have for it. It's an intrinsic compulsion. I have an insecurity over it to the point that I worry it might be the downfall to my progression, or less dramatically put, it is a barrier to becoming recognized as a professional photographic artist. And the thing is, I know I have an understanding of exposure theory, I have a decent understanding of composition, and I have an understanding of color theory. I just can't help myself. And on most days, I am okay with this. I have this underlying belief that it is okay and it mostly won't matter. But on days of self-doubt, my treatment of color and saturation makes me insecure. And the insecurity results in me entertaining overwhelmingly negative thoughts on me as an artist and as a photographer. I question my skill, I question my eye, and I doubt my decisions past, present, and future. I find myself questioning my decision to have an online presence. I start entertaining these scenarios of people that I went to university with, discovering that I'm this wannabe photographer trying to force this artistic presence online, and I imagine them looking at my colorful photos and just kind of feeling sorry for me. And I don't feel this way about my black and white photography. I know for sure that I'd feel more secure if I had an online presence that only displayed my black and white photography. But like I said, this is a compulsion. The color is a compulsion. Not only making this, but sharing images like this, which I find interesting because I could spare myself a lot of energy by simply not sharing this imagery. I could go out and create it, I can go out and make it, but I could also just keep it to myself. But on days like this, like days today where I'm being rational and more compassionate towards myself, I'm all for it. Not because I think the photos are great or anything like that, but because I know it represents me and how I want to display my work. It's true to me, and on days like this, I take comfort in that. I take comfort in that because it allows for me to do the opposite of suppressing an intrinsic aspect of myself. If we consider what art is, it should be the opposite of suppressing the intrinsic. If anything, art is the perfect medium with which one can indulge the act of exploring what they carry intrinsically. And the expression of your intrinsic self does not need to present as something deep and outwardly meaningful to anyone else. It doesn't even need to outwardly present as anything deep and meaningful to the artist themselves. It can present as something as superficial as an oversaturated image. What does that say about me? I have some ideas, but I don't feel the desire to go deep into it, and I don't feel the desire to discuss it, but I can be true to it and go with it. Will it be for everyone? No, but nothing really is. Nothing is for everybody, and that's the point.